Okay, John.
Okay. I think we have, we'll give a minute. I see Carmen is connecting with us. We'll just give her a second to link up.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Okay. She with us?
She's here.
Okay. Good
Here
evening,
she is.
everybody. Good evening. This is the January 12th meeting of the Citizens Review Board of Aiken. I can indicate that we do have a quorum. One of our members was going to attend at last minute, ran into some difficulties, so we can get started. We got some severe weather all around us, as some of you have been watching can see, so we're not going to take any more time than we have to. Again, one member not with us, otherwise everybody's on board this evening. You all, I assume, got minutes. You got the public notice for tonight's agenda. And hopefully you've gotten all the different cases that we'll be talking about this evening. With the agenda that you have, are there any requests to make any changes to our agenda? Okay. We do have minutes, and I thank Susan Swimmy for that. And I think to the extent Jody helped out, thank you for minutes. We have minutes for the last meeting we had was on October 13th. And hopefully you've all had a chance to look those minutes over. If there are no changes requested, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the October 13th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. The minutes have been approved. Okay. We're going to move right along. We have this time of year, as most of you know, our bylaws require that a nominating committee propose a slate of new officers for the coming year, 2023, in the January meeting. And the bylaws indicate that we will vote for those officers in February. And the way the bylaws are, the moment the election is done, those officers move into their particular positions. I thank Clark and Alex and Katina for willing to serve on this committee. And I'm going to turn this over now to the three of them to talk about the slate they've put together.
I'll speak to that if that's all right, Judge.
Sure.
Hope everybody can hear me. Happy New Year, everybody.
Yes, sir.
I'm pleased to tell everybody, and I've communicated with Alex and Katina about what I've been doing, that Judge Dangler has agreed to continue on as our chairman / moderator into this year. And y'all may recall that we tweaked the bylaws a little bit to allow for continuing transitions in that regard. So that's in order. I received an email from Jody also thanking, reached out to her and asked if she would continue on as our secretary, and she very kindly agreed that she would. So thanks to Jody in that regard. And of course, let me note that she receives much and able assistance from Susan with regard to the preparation of minutes and other administrative matters. So thanks to Susan for being our secretary in perpetuity, emeritus. Now, the last office we have to fill is the vice moderator, vice chairperson.
I sent
Carmen,
you an
you
email.
there?
Yeah, I
Okay,
sent you an email
When did you send it? Because I
just
didn't get it.
now. Just now.
Oh, well, I was getting ready to impose the church rule with regard to
Alex gives consent.
appointment of officer positions. Thank you, Carmen. So that's our slate. Judge Dangler, Carmen, and Jody. And we will present that for a vote come February. Thank you guys so much for assisting with that and making it easy. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. And this is open to anybody else that last minute would like to be considered for any of these positions where we don't want to prevent anybody.
Speak up. Anybody else?
All right, thank you.
I would be willing to serve. I don't know what the salary is, if you can.
Yeah,
Depends on what the salary is.
Well, they included with mine an electric car, but I can't charge it, so.
Oh, okay.
I don't even
Yeah.
get a pen, so.
I don't think we can afford you, James. Sorry.
Oh, okay, all right,
No,
okay.
no. All right, well, thank you. My report is very short. Thank you again, everybody, for hanging in there. We go into a new year. I have indicated on a couple occasions in writing to Stuart Beanbaugh and our mayor, just to let him know, that with the exception, I think, of Mike and Alex and I, everybody's terms as the bylaws are set up, the 6 years expired in December. But bylaws say that everyone, you may continue until such time as a successor is named and qualified. And I don't think there's anybody terribly concerned with trying to change any of the members. I have heard nothing back from the manager, the mayor. So we'll just continue on, which is fine with me. But they understand that situation. I have nothing else from my reports. Do we have any old business to go over? Nothing. Okay. Any new business that members would like to discuss? I would mention, yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to mention Carl had sent out an email about the availability for any of the members to participate with the firearms training FATS machine. I guess it gets rotated around from throughout the state, and every now and then Aiken Public Safety gets a chance to use it. And it's very interesting. And if anybody's never had a chance to participate with it, I would strongly suggest that you could find some time. It gives you as real life as you can get of what an officer faces in certain circumstances, and whether you shoot or don't shoot, or how you deal with the situation. So Carl, did you want to comment any further on that?
No, the only comment I wanted to add to that is simply that we've included 3 different dates, 3 different opportunities, because we know people work and they have different schedules. So some of them are in a day, some are just at the end of the workday, and one is actually on a Saturday. So trying to accommodate everyone's schedule to see if we can't work it in. If you want to attend, there should be an opportunity for you to.
And how long would that session last if somebody wanted to take advantage of that?
It lasts about 2 hours. There's a brief discussion where they talk about the use of force or response to resistance continuum. So what level of force you can use in a particular encounters. So the people going into the scenarios have an idea of what's appropriate and what isn't, in terms of the same rules that officers are bound by, and then the actual scenario itself. And they're going to try to run you through 2 or 3 different scenarios. You'll go in with another person. So it's a 2-person team goes in, and then you just keep rotating through. Right. So it gives you a variety of experiences in terms of what guys deal with. Some of them you don't shoot at all. Some you do. It all just depends.
There's been some changes every year there is in police procedures. Case law has dictated some changes and so forth. Does that FATS system get modified from year to year to reflect any of those changes? Do you know?
Essentially what happens is the way the scenarios are built in is there's a trained person there, and they're basically changing the scenario depending on what you do. So the scenario is really different for everybody depending on how they react and what they're doing. And so that is consistent with any changes that are in the law. They could kind of adjust things that way in terms of what the suspect's doing compared to what you're doing. And any changes in law or procedure would be covered in the briefing ahead of time in terms of saying, this is what would be the accepted practice, in this type of thing.
Is that available for anyone else, maybe any other people that are part of a committee or connected with the city?
It's open. It's actually open to the public.
Okay. How will the public be made aware of that?
They basically, Cynthia Mitchell, who is the community, one of the community service people from public safety.
Right.
Has put together a flyer and post. She's the one. This is the flyer I sent out that I sent to everybody.
Okay,
But she sent it out to a bunch of different groups. Anybody she thinks might be interested, she's posted it in a bunch of different spots. And there's a lot of groups civic groups we work with that have sent people to come. And it's been I went to the last one and it was pretty interesting. The diverse group. We actually had some people from Augusta come in. So it was interesting.
do you find comments from the people who participated that they have a better appreciation and awareness of difficult decisions that officers have to make?
I think most people do come out of it that way. If you go in open-minded, and I think you realize how difficult the job and the decision-making can be, and how
Right.
split-second things happen.
Yeah.
And so I think
Good.
that for most people, they get an appreciation for that when they're done.
Yes, Clark.
I just wanted to mention, not to interrupt Carl, I did it some time ago, and I think a lot of the folks originally on this group did it that time. But if you have not done that exercise, you need to do it.
Right.
Being part of this group in particular, but
Mhm.
just for general edification, you will have a newfound appreciation for what circumstances are presented and how difficult it can be to
Right.
respond.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I've
Mike,
signed
was
up
that one of the
already.
things that we did at the Citizens Academy? We did something similar to that, but it wasn't,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Was that what we
We
did?
did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. All right, at this point, we have a number of matters that have finally been completed, and we need to review those as we do in executive session. May I have a motion for us to move into executive session to review those cases?
So
So
moved.
moved.
May I have- Second,
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
All right, we'll take a moment while we will move into executive session. We have, I think, 5 matters we'll be reviewing.
Are they out of session?
I can't see where I am.
Yes, they're out of session, but I don't know if they know they need to click leave room.
And I did that and
And
somehow,
you're in the right room, Goldman.
all right. Thank you.
You in the right place.
All right.
The other ones might be waiting to be moved.
Okay. What happened to John? Oh,
I'll start chairman.
I hope he wasn't struck by lightning. There he is.
Okay, good evening again to the public that's viewing the program, to the board members. The record will show that the board has just exited our executive session. We reviewed a number of complaints that had been brought to our attention. No action was taken in executive session on any of those, simply a review and discussion. Now that we're in a public portion, we have a number of cases. I'll identify them by number, CRB 2022-14, 15, 16, 18, and 19, 5 cases. I think it might be appropriate if I could take a motion by the board and second and voted upon to concerning those cases in terms of our agreement or disagreement with the disposition that was made.
Do you want it? Do you want to vote individually or is it? as a
I
block?
think we're fine to a single vote that could encompass all of those cases. So I'll start with a motion that the board agreed with the cases again, CRB 2022-14, 15, 16, 18, and 19. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. All right, that completes the review of the cases that we had. It came to my mind as we wrap up this last year and starting out a new year, we haven't had a visit with a few of our members with the chief and Aiken Department of Public Safety for a while. And it probably would be a good thing to, we'll start talking about doing that maybe as we move on here. Maybe wait till February perhaps, but reach out. We just can't have a effective majority, if you will. Currently, we have 9 members, so we couldn't have 5 members. We could have 4 members participate in such a meeting, just to kind of how things are going from the chief's standpoint, any concerns, issues that we might have. It's been a very good meeting every time we've had these, and certainly anybody who has never had a chance to participate would be a good person to be part of that meeting. So just keep that in mind as we move on here. Anything else for the good and the order?
What's the date of our next meeting, please?
It'll
February?
be the second, whatever the second Thursday of February is. And I don't have a calendar in front of me. Anybody got a calendar on the wall there?
Be the 9th, the 9th, I believe.
February 9th.
February 9th will be our next meeting. Okay. Again, obviously, we don't have any cases. It's been my thoughts. Well, we have an election, so we technically will have to meet anyhow to complete that. But going forward, if we find without a case, I don't see the need to hold a meeting and just say hi and everybody return to their whatever they're doing. So, but we do have 2 cases, and maybe this new one that has been just discussed might be popping up as well. So we'll see what happens. Okay, nothing further. I will make a motion that we adjourn.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Everybody stay well. Looks like we may have dodged some tornadoes, but I think we've got some very harsh thunderstorms out there tonight. So hopefully nobody other than Carl has to go anywhere tonight. So stay well, and we'll